Mm.
I know, right? Hi, everyone. My name is Rochette Truan. I work for Attorney Davis, and I have Darren Guai from the state of Maine. What you guys just witnessed right now, I don't know if you guys heard or not. This is Jason. I think the state is Alabama, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and he killed himself yesterday. Um, he has. So the story is he was very close to his wife. Of course, he loved his wife. His wife was gone, died. And then he promised that he will take care of his daughters and not have them forget about their mom. And he just made his daughters number one in his life. His name is Chris Bush, and then
Buchanan.
I'm
Buchanan, I
so
believe his
sorry,
name is.
Cannon,
Yeah.
yeah. And then um it was just sad how all this happened. So the social worker told him, "You will never see your kids again." So he couldn't handle it anymore. He couldn't handle it. And he ended his life. He shot himself in the head. And that's what social workers do. So
Mm-hmm.
anyone that tells you they're working as a social worker field, or they're there to help children, or you hear it on the news that they're there to help children, it's all a lie, because the children that needs help are not being helped. Why are they aiming on blondes and blue eyes lately? It's increasing for the last 2 years. Why?
You
Why?
know that.
Why
Check
is
this out.
why girls are so important to them? Why does a mother and a father get one child back, but not the other ones? You guys don't understand. We have parents who get one child back out of three or out of two. Why are they fixated for one certain type of child? Go ahead, Darren. Whatever you want to say.
So it shows here that kids that are involved in CPS have 3.6% higher rate of suicide than kids that have never been introduced to CPS. That's what these people don't understand, is the damage that they're doing overall, like in the name of the families that look. I get it that there are kids that need help, and there are situations that happen that children need assistance immediately. But what they're doing, it's just complete disgusting. I mean, they're going in and actually infiltrating families, playing God, and destroying families. And the long-term effects of this, that are coming out now, like the reports that show what kids are doing, that were rescued by CPS, they're turning into alcoholics, to drug addicts, to prostitutes, the worst of the worst. And that's supposedly what CPS is supposed to be preventing, but instead they're creating.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to think that they're saving the world, I mean, these people need to second guess what they're doing for a job, because this is not even close to what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, to end a man's life like that's a strong man right there. That's a man that loved his kids and his family and everything about it, and because of something stupid and an accusation. And now this guy is no longer on his earth. His family, his kids don't have a father or mother now. Thank you, CPS. Very good. Nice job of all of you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, looking out for the American family, because now there's four little kids that
Five.
don't have a dad. Five
Five.
five little kids now that don't have a dad because of what you did.
Mhm.
So all of you CPS workers, go out and have a beer on me tonight.
That's not the thumb I want to give them, the finger I want to give
Yeah,
them, but
that was sarcasm. Obviously, that was real sarcasm. It's disgust.
it's
Made me
disgust.
sick.
And the thing is, if you look at the pictures that was just posted earlier, the kids are so happy. The
Mm-hmm.
kids are so happy with their dad.
Yeah.
Like, how could you, like, to me, not even, I don't even ask, how could you? Is why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why would you get like a high thrill out of that? Like, why does your pee stand up when you make a mother or father depressed? To me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that. I'm so sorry, but you know, there is absolutely no empathy in these people. There's no remorse or anything that they. When I first saw his picture today, he's a handsome looking man who loves deeply.
Mm-hmm.
But you saw his children as prophets.
Yep.
That's it. So the government, and okay, I don't want to go back to my. Okay. Let me calm down. The government are in on it, and I don't care what anyone says. They're in on it because they get a share of those profits. Every one child, like Marissa said today on my show, is $1 billion for one child. Just imagine the trillions of dollars that they make from the federal government that your tax dollars pays for, and Social Security funds are going to. And pretty soon when we retire, we're not going to have crap to retire on. Have you guys noticed that they're literally getting rid of old people? Have you guys
That's what I've been
noticed?
saying. I've been saying that they know that they've hit so many people, the young in this country already, that is drying up for them. I mean, they're taking so many, so they got to go now to the old people. Now all of a sudden they're getting caseworkers when you're an elder. Now all of a sudden caseworkers are coming to your house when you have a nice, beautiful home and your kids are there to help you and all this. And they're like, whoa, but you need a caseworker. They're taking these families' inheritances. They're getting themselves involved in all of this so they can take more money from the family and leave the family out to dry. That's all they're doing. Is they're just stripping everybody, the entire family unit, away from itself so that they can have control of you just as an individual. All these people that have stood up and fought for, I want to be an individual. I want to be an individual. Well, good job, because now we have that. Now the family means nothing anymore. Doesn't mean a darn thing to anybody, because CPS is out there and they're just going to destroy it.
Yep. And the thing about it is, somebody asked how much per child. I believe Melissa said either $1 billion or $1 million.
It starts at 1.5 million. It starts at 1.5 million for the base. That's the base. That's the base price, depending on like what services, like all of these, it can accumulate to a ton of money. But the original amount that they slay it at is 1.5 million.
Okay, then I apologize. It might not be $1 billion, but it sure is.
It's damn close.
Yeah, it's close.
Right, it'd be close.
And also the Senates, I heard, get a share from that too.
Oh, I'm sure everybody gets. I mean, that's a lot of money that goes around.
And that's why Nancy Schaefer was kicked out of her seat from the Senate.
Judges get a portion of that. And this is all what they say, and there can't be, listen, there's all kinds of studies and there's books, there's things that show this, and there can't be this many people saying this stuff if it's not true. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not right.
So right. It's not like
where I used to work. I used to work in a corporation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to most of the people I used to work with about CPS. And most of them are retired or near retirement. And they said, oh, no, they're there to protect children. I said, no, they're not. I had to send them Nancy Schaefer's videos. I have to explain it to them. I have to literally break it down to them. And that's why America is not aware. Americans are not aware that these people are literally stealing certain types of children to sex traffic them. That's why when they return one child back to you, think about it. Am I not supposed to say the S word or something, or what?
What?
I heard boom.
Oh, that's the stupid sound that comes out of here.
Oh, is it because of me?
Oh. Yeah, it's my Georgette alarm.
Okay. Damn you, Darren. Okay, but no, I'm gonna say on a much serious note. No, seriously, they don't understand, and America are not aware that in America, it is that's where the trafficking comes from. It's America.
82%.
Everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Even Egypt. Being blonde, blue eyes is like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal, beautiful, beauty. So imagine the ones who are trafficked. Imagine that. Imagine their choices, right? Oh, no, we want this girl. We want that girl. We want a girl that looks like this. We want a girl that looks like that. We want a girl with straight hair. We want a girl with curly hair. Whatever their preference is, that sells the most. So oftentimes mothers like, why am I getting one child back and the other one not? Why is that again? If I'm a bad mom, why do I have one back? And what's going on with the other one? But do you see what I'm talking about? It's like they're giving parents breadcrumbs to live on. I'm not saying that
Mm-hmm.
child is not worth to come back, but breadcrumbs to keep them silent while they're saying, no, the other child you shouldn't love anymore because he or she belongs to us now.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to mothers where a boy and a girl, the boy is returned to her, but the girl isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Or I talked to mothers who have two daughters. One daughter is returned to her, the other one isn't. Uh,
That makes no sense.
it makes absolutely, if you're a bad parent, you're a bad parent, period.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are all the bad parents out there who are locking their children in a closet, their daughter in a closet, and the boyfriend multiple times daily, um,
Harming them.
harming one.
Did I lose Miss G? Or is it me? No, clock's ticking on my side. Miss G. Oh, there's Charlene. Hi, Charlene. All right, hold on. We got a glitch here. Miss G's frozen. And we got Charlene. We can't hear. I think I kind of could have heard you for a second here, Charlene. It's almost like I can hear it. I can hear it a little bit. It seems like crackling.
Now?
We can't. There you go. Did you talk?
Yep. Can you hear me?
All right, now we can hear you, Charlene. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
We're doing. I don't know. I don't even know how you answer that question some days, right?
Yeah, right.
Miss G went off the land here of the interweb, so I don't know if we want to wait a second to get her back or.
I actually wanted to ask you a question, man.
All right, what do you got?
Okay, so I know you told me before last time about the whole testing thing to just test, just do it. Don't fight, just do it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that they had or Corey or Grocha on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow I pretty much is I have my son's case and they're going for termination and I'm working with my attorney and they're asking me to when they put me on the stand, it'll be the first time I've ever testified to
Mm-hmm.
explain what presumptive positive means. And
Okay.
I watched the videos and stuff and I have the whole breakdown, but I'm a little bit confused at the end. So
So
I'm
they
trying to
want you.
understand
They want you to act as your own specialist witness.
to give the best knowledge of from my own knowledge understanding. Yes.
Okay. So let me see if I can find the Okori Okorocho part where he explains that, and then I'll give you my best too.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold on a second. It might be right here on my thing.
Yeah, my husband, he's great. He's really good at and he tries so hard to explain things to me. And sometimes I get so upset and feel bad because I'm not clicking, and I feel like I need to understand it on all of it so I can be better off to explain it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Um. So a presumptive positive, by this term, it says a term used by the CDC that a test administered by local health professionals is positive. So, but I think what he's saying by that is that it's just it's a presumption because I think he's wasn't that when he was talking about the tests? They weren't tests; they were
There's
they're
screens.
screenings, right?
Yeah.
And are they saying that the presumptive positive is based on those screenings?
Okay, so how I'm trying to have my husband explain it to me. He laughs at me because I'm ADHD, but I'm like, I need you to draw me pictures. I need stickers. I need it
Mm-hmm.
to be understandable, like as if I'm explaining it to a child, because that will sink in my heart and I can better explain myself. So
Okay.
he breaks it down into drawings where you've got the strips on the cup that you pee on, and they each
Mm-hmm.
have a box, a column. So then it lights up when there is a family category, so to speak. Here's a family of stuff, and it lights up and says presumptive positive. It says that it's
Okay.
all drug screening for Butte County anyway, for probation, all of them are automatically all presumptive positive. That's why they're all labbed. Because it's just a
Okay.
screen. It's just a indicator that it went off. But then they break it down. What?
There's your answer.
Okay. So then they break it down at the lab with, their
Right.
the machine to tell you what like each category, like it has tomatoes, the category is tomato, and you have spaghetti and you have pizza and you have
Right.
lasagna. Well, I don't know what kind of, I know there's tomato in it, but I
Right.
don't know which one.
So the presumptive positive comes in at the final test, right? That's when the CDC says that it's actually a positive, right? So once it gets to that level of testing,
They think,
right? Is that
they think that the presumptive positive, it means you have this one thing in your body, but there's a million things that could be. They don't
of
know
course
what it is
that
until
could,
it's labbed.
That's why you need
yeah.
an expert. You need an expert to testify in court, and unfortunately, it costs a lot of money. That's what it's.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Right.
money.
Well, so it says here, it says the presumptive positive tests have been sent to the CDC and that's so the CDC has come up on that, and I'm looking for the Okorocha explanation right now to
Yeah.
do it best. But I'm pretty positive the presumptive positive meant that, like, in essence of like what you're trying to explain it as. How are you trying to?
But then what happened was that all my tests are clean. Okay.
Mhm.
But the social worker put in a petition that they're presumptive positive. I have 4 presumptive positives.
Okay.
So I was sanctioned and they took another kid. But wait, that they already had the labs back that were clean. But there was presumptive positive.
Okay.
So
So that means that the test that means that it went to a test, and that means that it broke it down and said that there was something in your system, even though the original tests, the things said nothing. The original labs said that they were clean. Now it says that the presumptive positive is at the CDC, and the CDC says that there is something in you. But did they tell you what they were?
You got it backwards.
Yeah, he's got it backwards. Here, my husband can better.
You got it backwards. They did the cup test, and it came back presumptive positive.
Okay.
Then they sent it to the lab, and it came back negative.
Okay. Right.
And then
Right,
they came and took her kid because at the probation department, the cup said that it was presumptive positive, even though they had the labs that said negative.
Right. So
But
right. So it's opposite of what I was just saying.
That doesn't make any damn sense.
Right. That's the whole argument. Right.
Because the court has come to the understanding that means there's something in it. So they're asking me to clarify for the court
Let me
what
see if I can
my
get a hold of him.
understanding of presumptive positive is. I can't get a hold of Corey and ask him to be here, and I don't have the finances to pay him to do so. So I'm kind of here, and they're asking me to do this tomorrow. So, and I'm trying to get clarification so I can.
Miss G, do you have Corey's hotline? Do you have him right on hotline? Do you want to see if he can come in for a second? He said he would come in and talk whenever.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I do have his main number, but I can text him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to text him and ask him if he can come in?
According to
Help this girl?
Presumptive positive results in which patient has tested positive by a local health laboratory, but results are still pending confirmation at the CDC. So what that means is pending confirmation at the CDC lab.
And the CDC came back as negative.
There you go.
Right. So then,
that's your answer.
Then you should
Therefore,
be right.
it should not be on. They should not hold that.
And so the judge signed a warrant for the removal of the second child under the presumptive positive,
with knowing the labs were clean,
knowing the CDC labs came back clean.
Okay, yeah. So
because they believe that presumptive positive still means there's something in your system.
They're so dumb. They're so stupid. I swear to
they're
God.
Not. They're just they're not dumb. They're just not informed.
What do you mean not informed? They're dumb. There is no explanation.
Nobody's been nice enough to explain it to them, obviously.
Even if somebody explains it to them, they're still dumb because they can't understand logic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to find a better way, a colorful way, a kind way to explain it so it helps everybody.
You know,
I'm trying to make somebody feel stupid.
All I can tell you is if the truth is in front of them, they're so stupid enough not to see it.
I know.
And that has nothing to do with their bachelor degrees
I'm,
or law degrees
mm,
or, ignorance
Hold on,
degrees, whatever they have, doesn't mean that
right.
they're not stupid. They're stupid. They're the most stupidest people I've ever seen in my entire life. They're the dumbest people sitting judging parents, and they literally lack knowledge,
I know.
but they control your destiny. They lack knowledge, but they dangle you.
I know.
It makes no sense. There's nothing nice
So
to
it's
say.
so a
That's
positive
crazy.
presumptive test mean or relating to a positive test for disease or medical condition done in a local lab. So, but whose results have not been officially confirmed.
Yeah.
So that's it. A positive test for something that has been done in a local lab, but the results have not been officially confirmed. So that's presumptive positive.
That's
Then
what I
you have
just
your
said.
test done.
They're
Then you have your
waiting.
test done by the CDC, and it comes back negative.
Yeah.
So
That's
they're
Alright.
what
presuming.
right.
What
There's
happens when it
nothing
comes
is
back
wrong
from?
with them.
What happens if one? I just have a question. What happens when it comes back presumptive positive from the lab? What does that mean?
Well, I
That
don't think
means
it
they're
would come back
waiting. They're
presumptive from the
waiting.
lab, right?
That means they're waiting. It's pending.
They're waiting.
They're waiting.
For
Yeah.
what?
They're waiting. I guess they have to conduct the test to make sure.
If they do, so it's for their way of saying they need a retest.
Retest. Yeah.
Retest.
Mhm.
So they're waiting for a retest. That's their way of getting more. They
But
want
it
more
says
because
an
they don't have enough.
individual whose test
I got
result is presumptive positive is nonetheless treated as a confirmed case as a precaution.
Yeah, but that's why they have to conduct another test to make sure.
Yeah, I get it. It makes sense
Yeah.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
So
All right.
it says this is relating to a positive test for a disease or medical condition that was done in a local lab, but whose results have not been officially confirmed by a public health agency or organization. An individual whose test result is presumptive positive is nonetheless treated as a confirmed case as a precaution.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, but
According
you
to
know that.
who did you read that to? According to who?
This is right according to dictionary.com.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go to the CDC itself. Okay, here I'm gonna just post it
No,
right
that's what. Yeah, read it from there.
right here. So according to the Center of CDC, the presumptive positive result is when a patient has tested positive by a local public health laboratory, but results are still pending confirmation at a CDC lab. Here,
Mhm.
I'm posting it for everybody to look at.
So then they're still waiting for the actual diagnosis then.
Correct. That's what it is. So now, because I remember when Corey was on the seminar, he said that um, there has that's why a specialist has to read what they're talking about, right? Because there's codes. We don't understand these codes. We don't know anything about them, but Corey does. So if the code is, for example, you took NyQuil from over the counter, right? And they see that as drugs. Well, they're putting that inside NyQuil, right? So you can go to sleep. And then when you do your drug test, it becomes positive. So they have to now
So the way
conduct
that
a
you
certain way in the lab. Correct. Yeah.
Like trying to see. How would you?
so your best way to explain it would be a test that was done that hasn't been certified by the CDC, and they're just taking measures by it. But the actual answers aren't out yet. They're just presuming it's a presumptive positive. So it's not an official. It's not an official registration of what actually is in your system.
Mhm.
Okay. It's
So,
unconfirmed.
right. And that their reading has to
Oh,
read
wait.
specifically what it is. Basically,
Okay,
Because
Stacy.
you don't ever get a letter later on telling you what it is, right?
Yeah, hold
yes.
on. Do you see this, Stacy? She says,
Yes.
guys, I'm a physician assistant telling you I was a medical director for factory overseeing drug testing. So
Yep.
I didn't see what her comment was, but
She said that they're evil. They're not dumb. They're just evil people trying to stealing children. The previous comment was that. So
I thought
basically,
she was,
here, this is her previous comment. She said it's like saying the less accurate. No, I guess that wasn't the first.
yeah, it's less accurate preliminary test is positive.
Okay, here it is. They're evil, making bad excuses to steal children. And then the second one is, I'm trying to go back and here it goes. It's like saying the less accurate. Go ahead, read it, Darren. You want to read it, Darren?
Oh,
Or?
sorry. It's
Preliminary
like saying the less
test.
accurate preliminary test is positive, but more expensive, more accurate confirmation test is negative.
And then she goes on saying, hold on.
She says
Guys.
that, yes.
Guys, I'm
Uh-huh.
So I guess the best way to say it is it's
Oh.
a non-accurate test until the CDC says that it's what it is.
Yep. This
Okay.
girl is so smart. She saves a lot of families in the hospital where she works. She works in the ER.
Right,
She
hold
gets paid people who are kids. You know, of
So-
course, social workers are involved, but she
Yes.
stands up for them.
How does
Yeah.
it? Sorry. How does it work for? Okay, so my case that started initially for CPS, I had somebody, they had a difference of opinion. My doctor and pediatricians charged us home,
Uh-huh.
and somebody else, a social worker, said, no, you're a drug addict because you had something in your system, it shouldn't have been there. Later on, time goes by, I start to explain and speak out for the first time. Yeah, I have ADHD, I've been diagnosed, I don't like talking about it, and it all checks out. I
Right.
go get checked out, they say, no, Charlene, you're fine, but now these people don't understand this. I know. So now I'm having to explain myself, and it's hard for me. Having ADHD,
Right.
it's really hard,
Yeah,
especially when you got my kids dangling.
Oh yeah, they
dangling my
think
Oh,
it.
yeah.
kids.
But
I'm
look
like,
So the definition of what presumptive means is believed to be something or likely to be true based on information that you have. Okay,
Right.
so
yeah,
that
we know that. Yeah, but that's
But
but
when a
even
doctor
still,
looks at you and knows your medical condition and knows all your information, and they know that what it checks out over here, but then you got someone's opinion over here, they
Right.
don't agree and don't quite fully understand. And now we're talking family destruction, families torn apart because
right. So you have
I
a
don't have
doctor that's
time to
saying that
spit it
everything
out
lines up.
to explain.
pause. Stacy said
Mhm.
even still the confirmation tests are not super accurate either. Okay, then she went on saying, and all this is illegal search and seizure in violation of the Fourth Amendment using tests that aren't super accurate with huge consequences.
Mhm.
So
If you think about it, California has a population of 39.4 million people. If those tests are 99% accurate, that leaves 1%. That's 394,000 children removed from their parents on that 1% inaccuracy. There is no
Yep.
state interest in 394,000 children being removed illegally.
Mhm.
it's,
So what you're saying is your doctor's arguing with saying that you're all set, and then the other party is saying that that's
Because
BS.
yeah, but I'm not but they don't want me talking about it all because it gets confusing and I get torn between
Understood.
just telling people and not telling people, and it's frustrating. But
Right. I can
I
totally
got a good
imagine.
attorney who actually she was actually in the 2018 campfire with me in Paradise, California, when it burned down. And so she's an attorney. She helped understand my situation personally, and she's gonna be the one to break it down, and I'm go real slow and
Mhm.
explain myself and hopefully clear up a lot of things that other people just don't know. So
Mhm.
I want to make sure I tell
Excellent.
everybody else right, because I know that this is going to affect other families too.
Yeah, absolutely. If you know what, if you want to give us your email address, I'll look up some stuff for you and I'll send it to you. I'll see if I can. So just give Grace your email address or whatever, and then or Grace must already have it,
Yeah,
and
she's
I'll
got
get it. And I'll look some stuff. I'll look up some stuff for you guys tonight too, and help find
Cool.
some information for you guys.
Did you guys see the new laws that California Governor Gavin Newsom put into effect on October 8th?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's such the dumbest being in California right
What
now.
did he? What happened out there? What happened?
Go ahead.
In the state of California now, not only whenever you go to the detainment hearing, does the judge have to put on record that there's detriment in the home. It now reads that the report shall also include information regarding the short-term and long-term harms to the child that may result from the removal of the custody of the parent, guardian, or Indian custodian, including but not limited to the information specified in subparagraphs A of paragraph 2, subdivision C, and measures to alleviate the disruption of and minimize the harm of the removal with the least disruptive alternatives. So not only does she have to put on the record that they did reasonable services, but she has to put on the record what reasonable services were done, and she has to put on the record the detriment of removing the child, not only leaving the child, but the detriment that the child would.
That's good though, right?
Yes.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Guys,
They're saying
no,
that
it's
you
not.
have to say the destruction of the child from removing it.
I
What
know
is
that.
what is the thing?
It sounds
That's what they're
great.
saying, right?
It sounds wonderful. But the thing about it is, let me break it down to you guys slowly, okay? When Nancy Skinner law came out for relatives, that, any past conviction against them, should not hinder them having placement of their grandkids, right? Social workers are not exercising that. Governor Newsom is not taking any action on that. Now, any law that's signed by Governor Newsom, they're not going to implement it. You know what they're going to do? They're going to lie worse on the parents. It's going to be worse because their goal is to steal the children. So any orders that they place is not being enforced. What is the point? Because they violate the order. They even violate judges' order to return children to their mother. They violate even that. So how can we enforce the orders? That's the question. There's something flying here. That's the question that really should be asked, because it sounds great and it's like false hope. It's false hope. Think about it. Think about it.
We enforce the orders by every parent that has their child taken away,
Well,
going and filing federal lawsuit in the district court. Whether you can win or whether you can't, it will swamp the district courts with cases that are being ruled on unfairly, and they'll have to do something because their caseload will pile up so big that they'll have no choice.
Mhm.
Even
I
if
agree
you
with
go
that.
in,
you know
even
what
if
Governor
you
Newsom
go in
should
pro se.
sign? Now wait. Do you know what Governor Newsom should sign? An action in place. What happens to a social worker violating parents' rights or violating an order?
It depends. One got fired so far, and the other
They-
one's
they
still
get-
there.
They get promoted to supervisor.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you
That's
very
usually
much.
what happens.
That's exactly what happens. They don't get fired.
No, they get
No.
promoted
The
to
only time a
supervisor.
social worker gets fired is if she's caught on tape telling a 16-year-old to be a prostitute and share the profit with her.
And only if that,
The only time.
and only after that goes public. If it wouldn't have gone public, she would have been a supervisor.
Yeah. Yeah. No one is listening. Honestly, you guys are saying it's a beautiful order, Governor Newsom. He's doing this for elections. He's doing this he's running for office. He wants to run for office one day. He's doing this to get the recognition, but he's not implementing it. He's not making sure it's implemented, what I'm saying. He's not fighting harder for the people.
So
He's
he
a
makes
good-looking
the law,
man.
but he's not
Yeah, exactly. He's a good-looking man, nice with suit on, all this, whatever.
So we all come. So then he does his part. So I'm trying to understand. So I'm not very political. So he makes the ruling, and then to implement it. So then now we need the rest of the family to stand up, right?
Yes,
Enforce it.
enforce it.
Enforce it. We all got to stand up and do it now.
Exactly. So,
He did
right.
put it implemented it. Now we got to stand up.
Right. So now that when I told everybody about the governor, the order that he signed with Nancy Skinner, it literally says social workers should not do that. Like literally, it's against. And guess what happens? Social workers. I tell parents that when they call me. Well, parents will say my mom had a felony on her when she was 28.
Okay.
I'm like, how old is your mom now? She's like, Miss G, she's like 62.
All right.
I'm like, okay, but is she a good member of society? Currently, Miss G, she's a teacher. She's a retired teacher. I said, then why don't they want to leave the children with her? Because of her felony? Then I would show them the rule, the new law. And then show it to the social worker. And you know what they said? We don't have to follow that. I swear I'm not joking you. I was on the phone with her when she was in court. Outside of court, she told her attorney and the supervising social worker And she told her, we do not have to follow that.
Right. I
Okay.
hear you.
So on here, on this, in the chat right here, I just gave everybody a
Yes.
gift. So if that's the case, the way that you give information is that. This is a study right there that I just put in the chat of all our CPS. That's from the harm of child removal. It's from a study from the University of Baltimore, and it breaks down all the destruction of the child and what goes wrong with the children when they remove them from their households, whether they're bad parents or not. That whole study is right here in this link that I just put on the chat. So there's a gift to all of you in California. If you implemented that rule, make sure that your caseworkers get a picture of that and use that and tell them this is what happens when you take a kid away.
Darren, I gave them all that already. I gave them all that. But you know what they say? Oh, well, my attorney he said not to talk about this or else I'm going to lose my kids. And then the supervising social worker or the one, it's like they go around it. They're not following the law. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're not following the law. You can put evidence. When I told you guys, they're so stupid. Because the definition, if you go to the definition of stupid, is literally seeing evidence and truth, but you're still believing a lie.
What about if you're ignorant? What does ignorant mean?
Ignorant?
I don't like the word. I think it's to mean to call somebody, you're ignorant. What does ignorant mean?
Ignorant, like you don't know anything, like you don't know what's going on, like you're dumb, like you're
the definition of ignorant is lack of knowledge.
Yeah, lack of knowledge. You're dumb. You
don't know.
Why do they call you ignorant?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because you don't understand.
No, but they called you ignorant?
Now, if you come at somebody and say, look, you're ignorant, man, that kind of makes you kind of take a step back and throw up your defense like, whoa.
Right.
Now, if somebody comes in and says, please, you don't understand.
Yeah.
Is that going to come different? You know what I mean? How are you going to take that? So when these people are coming to these people who are ignorant and they're calling them out ignorant, is it end well? Sometimes it does. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But how dare they, you know what I mean? I had to learn that from the hard way. The hard way I had to learn because of my ADHD. I don't have that little part in my brain that says, stop, think before you speak. Yeah. Like when you guys have that moment, mine takes a vacation. And I usually fire off at the mouth. And it doesn't end well in my younger years. So now I'm having to learn to shut up and think or have my attorney do it for me. So it's
you know, I want to tell you guys something. The court-appointed attorneys, they literally belittle women, mothers, purposely. They will tell a mother, "You're stupid." They would literally say the worst, horrible things to a mother.
Oh yeah. No, I saw one yelling at somebody in the hallway at the courthouse, and this young couple was young in their 20s, man. She's crying, he's crying, they're so confused, so lost, and the social worker's letting them have it. And my husband goes, honey, don't do it. Don't do it. And I said, Sean, he says, honey, don't do it. And I was this close. I was gonna stand up and go, hey, do you want to get talked to like that? I was gonna let her have it. So how about you guys give these couples some privacy and go into a private room?
Yep.
Do you do this to everybody that walks the streets? You don't treat people that way. That's not nice. No. But they left before I could. But I thought, oh man, if that was our social worker, oh my goodness.
Yeah. No, but that's how they do it, and the attorneys are in on it too. Attorneys are literally in on it too.
Yeah, I know. I was talking with some other colleagues, and they were telling me the same thing. They're like, it depends on who you're talking to, and it's like, is it the attorney? Is it the social worker? Is it the judge? Is it that? And I go, well, it depends on who you're talking to. Period. No matter what position, no matter what badge they're wearing, it's who you're talking to.
Exactly. So, you could be entertaining a demon and you don't even know it. You know, you can be like talking to somebody on social media to help you reunify you with your kids, and they're demonic, and they're just going to put you in a bigger hole. You know, a lot of people are using this as a business now. You know, you don't know what's going on, and the social workers are in on it, judges are in on it, and then you get people on social media making it into a business. It's kind of like nobody knows what to believe anymore.
I know.
And to me, it's like, if you're not going to believe a sitting attorney, how in the heck are you going to believe somebody who just came out of nowhere that wants to help you and take money from you? It doesn't make any damn sense. So to me, I mean, thank you for agreeing with me, Christine, but this is insanity. I mean, I have people telling me, Miss G, this person took $3,000 from me. She didn't do me anything. She didn't do shit for me. And I'm like, how dare you? Parents are already struggling as is. So
I
who are you to take money from parents while they're struggling and you don't have, oh my God. It is so sickening to me what people are doing nowadays.
I have for me personally, I have had since the fire. I have
Sick.
I have 5 kids total. Okay, and
Mhm.
I have a court over here with 2 of them, and I have court
Mhm.
over here with 1 of them, and court over here with 2 more girls, and everybody's got a piece of my life, right? And so one of the attorneys, one of the kids' attorneys, finally sat down and says, Charlene, everybody has 2 pieces, 2 pieces, 2 pieces, 2 pieces, but they all have a judgment. And if they were all just to sit down and put you in one room, oh my gosh, Charlene. And I go, I know, but I don't know how to make that happen yet. So, like I said, finally it's been a long, it's been challenging, but my biggest thing is that I love kids. I'm a great mom, and I strive. I love all kids, man. And I hate watching any parent or social worker or who's snobby and thinks they knows. And it's just I do really want to snatch them up and grab them like they're a child and be like, this is not how you act. This is not how you treat people. This is not
Exactly.
helping. You're supposed
Mhm.
to be helping your brother. You're supposed to be
Mhm.
helping your sister. That's the
Yeah,
way I talk to the social workers here. I tell them. I call them out every
I
single one.
know.
I ride them till they hate me. I don't care. I'm nice,
Lady,
but
look,
they're not going to
it's
be mean
always
to me.
nice. It's nice to be nice. It's okay to be nice, but you also have to be bold, and you also have to have,
Yeah.
you have to walk like a soldier. Because
Yes.
when you let a demon intimidate you, they're gonna win. When you look at a demon in the eye and say, "Look, you don't have power over me."
Right.
You understand me? They have no power over you. But
Right.
because they're holding your kids, they're making you think that. I have a girl that, because I'm exposing her corruption, stealing money from innocent parents, giving them false hope, um, she's after me. But what she
Mhm.
doesn't understand that is I'm a strong empath.
Yeah.
She would never be because she's practicing dark magic to get her some kind of hope. But what she doesn't understand is my God, the one that threw the devil from heaven, casted him down, is the same God that's protecting me from all demons. So therefore, when you treat a social worker, it's the same exact way. All they care about is money. All they care about is not being caught. All they care about is seeing you hurt. But when you're strong in front of them and you speak your truth in a nice way,
Mhm.
right? They will fear you. I'm telling you.
When I these girl those just is let's use an example. Say one
Mhm,
of them has an attitude, big attitude, and
mhm,
it's grown quite big. Okay.
mhm,
And I've come to them and I have been honest, straight, right in their face, kind. And each time that they did me wrong, I came back and I was nice. And they hurt me again, and I'd come back and I'd come back even nicer. And I'd come back and I prayed and nicer and nicer. And I kept on and kept on. Well, eventually, guess what?
mhm.
It broke them to where
Yep.
now they won't look me in the face. Now they cry when they see me. Now they've taken it so far they don't know what to do. And you know what I still do? I sit
Mhm.
down and I'm still nice.
Pray for
And
your
I pray
enemies.
I pray for them. And I go, they are somebody's child. Even if they're being a big fat meanie, even if they think they know it all, they're still somebody's baby.
Look. I
Pray
know
Okay.
that's
pray
still
for your
somebody's
enemies.
baby, but listen to me. You pray
Okay.
for them. Yes, you do
All of
pray
them.
for them.
Yes.
But don't go into that they're somebody's child stuff because they belong to the devil. Okay? Just because we say we're all God's children, yes, God made us all. Yes, He did.
Mhm.
But God did not say choose. He gave us a will to choose our destiny. So if you do darkness, if you enjoy darkness, you don't belong to God. You belong to your God, the God of earth, right? Satan.
God
If
says
you
he does
practice,
not wish any of his children to be destroyed. He does not wish
he
any.
doesn't wish it, but no, we
He
walk
doesn't want
according
anyone.
to our, no. Let me correct you. We
Okay.
walk according to our choices, meaning God doesn't want us in hell, but God is not going to force you to love him. He's not going to force you to find him. He's there. People are preaching, people are saying all this about God, but they refuse to do the right thing, and they refuse to do it in a way where they're doing black magic just to hurt other people. They're doing black magic just to get them to where they want to go. Temporary fix, that is. So again, to me, that's not God's child.
Satan
Right?
only has the power that God allows him.
The power of what?
Satan only has the power that God allows him.
Exactly. But those people continue to hurt people.
Why?
To me, the most important thing that in my heart, and God knows what's in every one of us's heart, even
Yes.
the demons.
Yes.
Well, demons don't have a heart. I'm sorry. The ones who are possessed by demons. My thing is this: do not hurt parents who are already hurting. Do not lie to them. Do not pretend you're someone because you have a piece of paper from a pedophile. Do not pretend to carry on a facade to deceive other people and have your 3 witch sisters with you doing it. So to me, it's like, don't hurt the ones who are already hurting, because they're already hurting from social workers. They're already hurting from court appointed attorneys. They're already hurting from all kinds of crap. So just don't add on to that. And people, be mindful. Don't believe everything you freaking see. Don't believe everything you hear. For the love of God,
Yeah, no,
don't
that's for
do
sure.
that. I know. Look, there's one, like, for example, her name is Stacy. She's a registered assistant physician at a hospital. She's helping parents. Never once asked them for money. Ever once asked them for money. There's other people out there, who are intelligent enough to help them. You know what I mean? Who don't have to put on a facade. There's a lot of people out there who are more equipped to help. But somehow people are so desperate, they tend to walk to the devil and says, I trust you. And that's why when you pray for discernment, you pray for knowledge. So that way God will lead you to the right person. That's how it works. But what I see is parents falling into the trap of this craziness that's going on social media right now. Craziness. You need an attorney's advice. You need a qualified attorney advice, by the way. Qualified. Not somebody who's just sitting there, May God have mercy on this person's soul, truly. Because I am pissed of what this person is doing to other parents. I am forever pissed. When you get information, both of you, get it from an attorney. If you have a question, freaking ask me, and I will ask Attorney Davis. But do not just think you're getting the right answer. It doesn't work that way, because there's ways in court that has to be implemented. It has to be put in place. Reunification and all this, yes, that's important.
I just wanted to interrupt, say that there's just a little trick, a little help. If you ever, for me, just from my own experience, if you ever question whether you can trust somebody, you can just give them a little tiny piece of something that's really not that big of a deal, but just a little something, and give it to them, and see if it comes back around. Give it a minute and wait. That just, if you ever have that throughout the dependent process, I'm just throwing that out there for anybody that, if you ever have that little feeling, just give them a little something and just give it a minute, and then I will be able to tell you, okay, maybe I'm asking the wrong attorney. Okay, just throwing that out there.
If an attorney is not practicing law, juvenile dependency laws, there's no way that attorney can ever win a case. Period.
Correct.
But you don't know that when you get involved in this, you don't know hardly anything.
True. Yeah. But when you have a court-appointed attorney, if you guys check their records or check their files or whatever, do a background check on them, you'll see that they're immigration attorneys, that they're immigration attorneys. What else? Criminal attorneys, and something else.
They're all kinds of kinds.
Yeah, but they're not juvenile attorneys. It's so weird because the state gives them that title. But before that title, what did they do? That's what they did. But how did they learn CPS? They don't, because they go into the state court. They love the money. It's called job security.
Yes.
They're going to get paid whether they win your case or not. They're going to get paid. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, I got this. I have money in my pocket every week. Right? They don't care.
Yep.
But the state loves them because they follow what the state recommends and what the state wants.
That's because the money in their pocket comes from the same group of children that they run through the system every week.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Whether they represent you or not, they're not there to represent you. They're there to make a paycheck by pushing kids through the system.
Right. And that's all it is. That's all it is.
Hey,
That's
Darren,
how disgusting it is. Yeah.
Darren, do you got a pen?
I do. I'm already emailing you guys right now.
Oh, okay. Them new
That's
laws
what you're going to give me.
them new laws were Senate Bill 954 in California.
Okay. Yep.
Senate Bill 578.
578. Yep.
And they're trying to put through AB 1094 where they can't drug test pregnant women anymore.
They can't test.
What was the first one?
SB 954.
SB 954. Okay. I'm going to look into them.
And then there's Senate Bill 578.
Yep. Got that. And then AB 1094.
AB 1094.
Yes. Sweet. I'm actually sending you guys an email right now. I just asked ChatGPT to help me out and try to do it in a way that you can understand it, Charlene. I wrote down all this. So it breaks down the presumptive positive thing pretty good. I'm sending you guys like 3 different ways that I did it for you to explain it to you. And hopefully I'm not being rude when I did it. I was doing it like you were like try to explain it to you. So I'm sending that to you right now. And it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
So,
the more ways I can take in, then the better chances I have coming to.
Yep. All right, you got it right there. I just sent it to you. So you're all set.
Cool.
All
right,
should
thanks,
be able,
guys.
I was listening to what you were saying. So
Well, what the social workers did after they took the girls, then her mother had guardianship of her son after the campfire that burned her house down. Well, they went to her mother and talked her mother into filing for legal custody of her son, because if mom files for legal custody of the son, then she loses parental rights, which gives them the 2 girls.
Yeah.
So even though they don't have to prove that we're not unfit parents, by her mom getting guardianship, that deems that she's an unfit parent, and then they get all 3 kids.
Tomorrow morning is make it or break it. Or go to appeal and go that route. I don't know.
yeah, well, let's hope. We'll pray for you tonight for sure. Yeah, New Hampshire, Christy is all right about that. New Hampshire needs help too.
Yeah, New Hampshire. I mean, I'm trying, but I only found a few attorneys. New Hampshire is so hard.
Yeah, there's no one up here. In Maine, there's nobody. In New Hampshire, there's nobody.
There's like 45,000 people live in where you are. It's like
there's millions of people in Maine, Georgette. There's
no,
millions.
I mean, no, the area where you live, it's like they said it's a very small population of people.
Yeah, we're in the Seacoast area. We're in southern Maine, in the Seacoast area.
Yeah.
So I don't know where Christine is, but yeah. But we'll pray for you guys for sure. Hopefully, that's what I just sent you will help you like get that.
Thank you.
Understand it, like because it did for me. Like I clearly see the picture now because I'm kind of like you. Like I don't pick things up very easily. They're gonna see it, explain it to me 20 times. Like I'm a 3-year-old. You know, like I got multiple ways. So hopefully, because hopefully if you can nail that, then you can nail your thing, right? Like so, get it done. And you have my email now too. So if you need anything tomorrow morning, I'll be up and go ahead and put the minds together to try to help you out.
You guys have been so great to us this year of our lives through all of this. You guys have been amazing. Just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you guys don't deserve to go through this. You guys are amazing. You are so decent and loving, and your husband and I make a cute couple. I love it. I just love it. Well, the first time I saw you guys, I was like, you guys are so
How do you take kids away from them? Seriously.
That's what everybody says except for them. So I don't know. We're trying to figure that out too.
The thing about it is they see you and him loving each other, and your kids are probably 100% gorgeous.
Yeah.
Because you and your husband are beautiful. They just want that. They want these gorgeous children. That's all they care about. They don't even care about you and your husband.
Yeah.
It's just sad. It's just sad.
It's awful.
But we need to stand up. We need to implement these. We need to make sure these laws are enforced. That's what we need to do. The laws are out there, but they're not they're not even enforcing their own book laws. They have laws in their
Right.
book that they follow or they should
Mhm.
follow, but their supervisor tells them not to follow it. Their
Have-
supervisor says, nope, 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 nope. Forget everything you learned in training. Let's just do it my way.
Have
Yep.
everybody start filing in federal court and just back up their logs as far as we can until they
Remember-
have to pay attention.
Remember something though.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys when you do an appeal, I just want to say that real quick. When you do an appeal, make sure whatever you're appealing was already submitted into court before the appeal.
Yes.
Right. We
So
did.
make sure everything is submitted into court before the appeal, because I spoke to a lot of people where they said, well, Miss G, and I did that with mine. I did that, a huge mistake. But I didn't know. At the time I didn't know. But the more that I learn, I get mad at myself for not knowing, for not being knowledgeable.
Well,
And it's sickening. I'm
well,
telling you.
whenever they come in and take the kids, you're in no way prepared for any of it. And
I
the system moves so fast that you can't get prepared. By the time it's in appeal and you realize what's happened, it's already done happened.
You know what? You're right. You're absolutely, because sometimes when you're in it, it's like there's so many motions being filed and against you. You're like, which one am I going to work on? Or, okay, they make it look like it's all you. It's all you. You did this. You did this. And you know what's so sad? That's why I say the system is so narcissistic. They make you apologize for something you didn't do.
Yep.
And you actually apologize for it. I swear I'm not joking. You actually do give in and apologize to a demon for something you didn't do. And just to get your kids back, but it doesn't work that way. Because you're not going to get what you apologize for. Get it? But before you even think about federal court, make sure before you do everything as if you know for sure you're going to appeal your case.
Yes.
Do everything, all the motions, all the filing, all the evidence submitted into court before you even think. Even if they give you false hope, you're going to get reunification with your children, all this stuff, still file motions and file evidence, and you have to.
Right, because when you get to your appeal, you're very limited what you can do. So
Yep, you cannot mention anything you didn't even.
that's the best advice I've ever heard anybody give on this show, Miss G, was what you just said.
And
Like,
start
hands down, going through this, that is the
Learn.
best advice I've ever heard anybody say.
Yeah.
and start a big black notebook and document every piece of paper, every conversation, everything from day
Exactly.
one.
Yep.
Even
The
if
libraries,
they promise you the world, document
Yeah.
everything.
Absolutely.
I always tell him, tease him and say he's the brains and I'm the heart of it, because he does all the paperwork, because he's the king in my book of paperwork. He can get it done. Now, as far as the other side of it, my lesson is, I keep saying the same thing that I feel in my heart, which is walk like Jesus and kill him with kindness. So no matter how mean they are to me, no matter how, I gotta keep my composure of nope, because it's just no. Because know this, I told my attorney, I'm not the one. Apparently, I'm going to be the one. Maybe, I don't know. But I hold my ground, and I always have, since I was a tiny little girl.
You're too
You
sweet.
could be the biggest demon in the world, and I'm going to walk right up to you, and I'm going to go, excuse me, sir.
You're different. I used to be like that. I used to be a very gullible empath. No.
I did. I was
I don't
too.
do that no more.
And I went through a lot in my short time, and I still, no matter what, nope. And once I believe me, I'll blow up, because I don't have that thing in my brain that tells me to stop and think first. I blow up a lot, but I'm never. I'll come back 5 minutes later, and we're going to talk about it.
But the thing is, like the difference between you and me is that when I see, like I said earlier, when I see people hurting, like if I see Darren crying to me, right, because he missed his daughter, or
You're already halfway in
like,
the car, all the way down
I
into the
see,
window.
I would do anything for this guy, for this father and his wife, just to make sure that they will everything chance possible to get their kids back, right? But oftentimes what I see, and that's what makes me angry. And my friend reminded me of what Jesus did in the temple when he destroyed the whole temple because they were playing, gambling. They were doing this, they were doing that in God's temple, right?
Yeah.
He destroyed everything. He was angry.
Flip the tables.
He had a moment.
Yeah,
He had a
exactly. So
moment.
me, when I see people creating havoc because of money, and especially people who've been through CPS before, been through the fire already, what they do is they make it into a business where they somehow have people pay them, right? Now, I understand if they're actually victims, but oftentimes they're not victims, right? Oftentimes what they do is they lead you on to believe something that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they come up and they tell everybody black magic, I do this, I'm a witch, I'm a this, I'm a da 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 da. And I'm like, are you saying that to intimidate me, or you're saying this to intimidate people, or what is it exactly, right? So to me, my friend and I were talking about it for in depth, and she said, when you expose the demon, right? They're not happy. But see, I found myself stronger daily. I have no idea how I make it, honestly. They try so hard to break me, and it doesn't
Yes,
work.
why?
I'm being honest, because I speak the truth. Because if you don't speak the truth, God will never be with you. So whatever they tried to do, it just backfired on them. You understand what I'm saying? So I realized that the same thing goes with social workers, because same demons know demons. Demon sees the light in you and your husband, example, right? They have to dim that light. How are they going to dim that light? They have to give you fear. They have to instill fear in you. They have to instill fear in Darren or his wife, or they have to instill fear in Christine or player Mike or Stasha or whoever. So basically what they do is, to me, is it's like they're all in the same group together, but some are on social media saying, I'm a CPS victim, I can help you. But they're all on it because you're lying, you're manipulating, you're deceiving. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just be careful who you entertain. You can be nice, but you
Right.
have to build yourself to be a strong empath. A
Yes.
strong empath, you still have feelings for others. You still love people. You still forgive people,
Yes.
but you don't entertain stupidity. You don't allow yourself to pray for demons. They don't need your prayers because they're already dark. They're done. They're done. What you need to do, walk away from them and pray for God's protection over you and your children. Even Jesus told the disciples, when you go to a home to preach the gospel, if they don't want to hear you, walk away.
Yep.
Don't return back to that home. Walk away. Right?
Yeah.
So why are we entertaining demons? No, we don't entertain them. We have to walk away from them. Period. You do not entertain that type of dark magic crap. That's not for you, because God is not going to be in the midst of all this. If you guys understand what I'm saying, and that's why a demon wants me to stay silent, because I speak the truth. And the truth will set your ass free every single time.
Even crumbs fall from the master's table.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm telling you right now, you guys, this is not the time for this crap. You either help or don't help at all. Period. But do not make it into a, money making business and all this crap. That's not right. It's not right.
I won't even answer my phone from social workers anymore. If it's them that's calling, I'll text them right back and tell them to email me.
There you go.
Email, man.
I want documentation.
Amen. Don't you even talk to them. Email it. Always email.
Because what they're gonna do, they're gonna take your words and twist it. Like I swear to God,
Yep.
I'm not joking. They will
Damn
take
right.
your word and twist it. And I think I told Darren this long ago. Told him the same thing years ago, Darren, if you recall, when you were young and had your marbles together.
Yeah, keep it up to make you crazy like me, right, Miss G?
I swear to God, I'm surprised that you did not become like this guy, that I heard about today. Yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
No way. There's too many people out there that need our help. Too
I
many
know.
of them.
Yeah. Help from your heart. Do not say you need gas money. Do not say you need this, you need that. Help from your heart.
Right.
Ask God to help you, help people. And God will
Mhm.
send you that
Mhm.
$50 you need for gas, for example.
Mhm.
Mhm.
God will send it to you
Mhm.
somehow. I'm not joking. I've seen miracles happen where people just walk on the street, they find $100 bill.
Every
Yep.
day.
Hmm.
Every
And they
every
don't know
day.
where it came from. And then they will say, Miss G, I was just like earlier, I was saying, God, I don't know how I'm gonna go see my kids. She found $100 on the floor, on the ground.
And she tells you
Mhm.
she don't know how she got it.
No,
And
no,
did you not tell her? You just answered your own question.
yep.
Mhm.
You just said you asked God, and then you got it, and you don't know where it came from.
No. She said she didn't out of nowhere. She didn't know where it came from, like out of nowhere,
It
out
came
of
from
nowhere. So I
oh,
told her that's from God because she was praying.
right. Yeah.
But she hears a lot of people saying, "Don't pick up dollar bills or 100 bills or blah 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 blah." But
Isn't
that
God
one,
always like,
that
it's his
one,
plan. He knows what we're gonna do or think before we even
yeah,
think we say it. So he already knew she's gonna need it. He already had it planned. It was gonna drop, and it was all part of the plan.
yeah,
Put first the kingdom of God, and everything will be provided unto you.
Mhm.
exactly. And there's another miracle that I want to talk about real quick. There was a couple that lost their home. They lost their money. They lost everything. They lost their job. They lost everything they had. They were sleeping under a basement in a house of a
Okay.
friend of theirs. Like
Okay.
under, the hurricane, like when there's a hurricane in the south, they have like a stairs going down to protect you from the hurricane, right?
Yes.
That's where they slept. When they lost their children, they lost everything. Then one day, he got down on his knees, him and his wife, and got down on his knees, and he was crying. Him and his wife, crying, 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 crying. Exactly. 30 days after that, 30 days. One of the CEOs he worked for long ago was unable to have children. But him, I mean, they were very close at that time, and he saw him as a son. When he passed away, he wrote everything in his name. They received more than what they lost.
Mm.
He was able to hire, I think he said he hired 4 teams of attorneys, and he got his kids back. And
That's
God kept blessing him, blessing him, blessing him, blessing him. And he said, Miss G, I never asked for payback from anyone
right.
because he's been in there. When people don't humble themselves and they're in this storm, and you ask, why is God not with you? God is with us. He just wants us to acknowledge him.
Mhm.
Acknowledge him. Call on to him. He will not forsake you. But you have to cleanse here. Either you're a warrior for God or you're a warrior for Satan. You have to choose one. Okay? So I choose the one that I choose my Lord and Savior Christ. That's who I choose.
Yeah.
So we need
I
to
was
be mindful. Yeah, go ahead.
I was telling talking with one of my colleagues and telling her that it's it gets really confusing out there to who you listen to and who not to listen to. But when it comes to like with my kids and when I talk about uh they asked me one day, my son says, he's 9, he says, Mom, how do you know God's there? And I says, oh, buddy, man, I can't give that to you, dude. You gotta
Mhm,
go find him yourself, man.
mhm,
And he goes, okay, Mom, but can you give me one clue? And I'm like, oh man. So I'm thinking, what do I say to this kid, right? So I tell him, music, buddy, but hear me. For every left, there's right. For every up, there's down. For every good, there's
mhm,
bad. And I go, you gotta make sure you listen to the right guy. You know what I
mhm,
mean? So I tell my daughter, we said, tell my daughter, you got your relationship between you and him, when you get that feeling that you feel him, without a doubt, shadow of doubt, my whole body gets covered in goosebumps, and I know it's him, you know.
mhm,
And so for each person it's different, so but I try to instill in my kids that to have that friendship, to have that love, that heart, that you know what I mean, because there's times in my lives I didn't have that, and when it's not something that some people grow their lives and don't even know what that means. They don't never had a relationship with God or even know about God. You know what I mean? So
I know. But the thing is, just pray for people like that who are lost in this type of thing, and they're not doing dark magic to do stuff, stupid things. Those are the people you pray for. You pray for them, right? You pray for them because they're lost right now. You
Yeah.
pray for their salvation. When we pray for others, God blesses us. But God also knows when you pray for them, if it's not from your heart, He's not gonna. He knows what's in your heart.
Yeah.
If your heart is not in it, don't do it.
Right.
Work on yourself first before you pray for other people, so your prayers can be honored. And that's how it works. Like when I was doing my prayer, so I said to people, to everyone, I said, I'm work in progress. God is working on me. He's working on me. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm just saying that it took a lot to get to where I am today. It took a lot of tribulation, a lot of uh, evil people that I used to trust and love. It took a lot of that to refine me, to change me, to break me. So I had to be broken first in order for me to heal. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where does it take
To
you?
be
Yeah.
to be rebirthed.
Rebirth, to heal.
I just put a link in here. It's a YouTube video. It's this guy named Icky Johnson,
Hmm.
and he talks about if you're questioning, if anybody out here is questioning about God and everything because they're going through this stuff, watch this. This guy will tell you and he will explain everything to you. I mean, this guy had the world by the balls, and one play dropped him out of the rest of his life. But watch this. It's about 20 minutes, and anybody that's questioning God should definitely watch this thing, and
Yeah.
it'll definitely make you realize what you need to be about.
Yeah.
That's
God
the
is
link on
good.
that dollar CPS I just put there.
Yeah. Just
Definitely
look
watch it.
look
Yeah.
at I
Also.
want you to look at your situation as not you lost. I want you to look at your situation as you have the victory.
Yeah.
God knows both of you very well.
Yes.
Okay. Therefore, do not be defeated because he's not defeated. We defeated Satan. Jesus defeated Satan himself. Why you think he's so angry? Why you think he has his little flying monkeys, he's operating under, doing all this stuff? We don't need that. We need to only focus on him, the one that has the authority.
If you have any doubt in God, get out of the office for 5 minutes.
Say
Go
what?
look at. If you have any doubt in God, get out of the office for 5 minutes. Go look at a sunset. Go look
Mhm.
at a butterfly. Go walk up to a pond and watch every frog in the pond stop on the same croak.
Yep.
Tell me that there's no communication there, that there's no spirit there, that there.
I'll tell you something. I'm going to tell a story right now that I probably shouldn't, but I will. When I went to jail, I sat there for the first 3 or 4 days that I was in jail, and I was thinking in my head that I was going to get back after these police officers. And I came up with the plan, the scheme, how I was going to do it, the whole nine. Like every day, that's all I thought about because I was in lockdown because of COVID. So we were in 14-day lockdown in the cells, 23 hours a day, everything. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. But then I was coming to my senses. I'm like, God, come on, man. You got to show me that there's a God. You got to show me that this is real. And I
Mhm.
swear to my life and everything I stand on, I stood up, I looked out my door window, and the dude that I would have bought the guns from to do what I thought of was standing right in front of my cell getting locked up. And I said, that's it. You got me, God. The guy that would have sold me the guns to do what I was thinking of was standing right in front of my cell door locked up the second I asked that question. I said,
Yep.
if that's not God telling you something, and that's
God
truth.
is God is good. If you guys look at your kidney, your heart, how it's connected, your veins, your blood, how the blood flows. If you look at what God did not design our bodies for drugs or alcohol. That's why it harms us. It really harms us. God designed our bodies to live. To
Mhm.
live. But what do humans do? They destroy their bodies. They take Xanax, street drugs. They do this, they do, and then they blame it as because I am dealing with a lot of trauma. Oh, because my kids are gone. But that's what the devil wants. Demons, they put thoughts in your head. They can't read your thoughts. They can only hear you and put thoughts in here. So what happens is when you're going through trials and tribulation, the first thing a demon is going to whisper in your ear is, you're working too hard. I think you need to sleep. Take this pill. It's going to relax you. You're not sleeping enough. You need to function. Let's do this. Or another one that I heard, Miss G, I was at my visitation. I wanted to relax because I cry so much and I haven't slept for hours and days and this. So my friend gave me what she say? Which one relaxes you?
I don't know.
There's a
Is this
narcotic.
a trick question?
That's a trick question. It's got to be a trick question. I'm like, that's
Wait a minute, Miss G.
it depends on who you are. That's not fair.
No, I don't know. But she said she
No, I'm serious.
no, seriously, she took something from her friend to help her relax. The same stuff that they take on the
It was
airplane.
That's like the
Klonopin
bee
or
story.
something.
Like he just told me if one person gets stung by a bee, all right, and he gets a tiny little lump. Okay, all right. So then, but I get stung by a bee, and my whole throat swells up. Okay, wait a minute.
That's true, but
So
that's
wait,
different though.
I know, right? But if he takes
Right.
this pill, he has high blood pressure. He takes a high blood pressure pill, and this happens. I take it, and this happens. Like, wait a minute.
And she
But
tries
wait,
she tries blaming it on the bee.
Yeah, right.
oh God, you sound like what's her name? What she's talking about a bee on the stand when she was cross-examined. What's her name?
I
Heard
don't
something
can't
Heard?
remember. No,
Yeah,
I was just
when
gonna
she
say
blamed the bee. It was the bee. The bee.
there was something.
Yeah, something like that. But no, she was like I said, she took it and she
Hmm.
fell asleep in the visitation.
Oh, that's not good.
It affected her different. So this is the stuff
Yeah.
that was given to her that would relax her on an airplane, for example. Because when you fly, some people are like, they're like scared and they're thinking it's the worst gonna happen. God
Yeah,
forbid,
but
right?
some people only need a tiny bit, and some people need a lot of it, and some people don't need none.
I say none. I
I
say
would.
sleep.
Me
I
too.
say
Me
if
too.
you want drugs, drink 100 cup of coffee.
Right.
But um don't just take things you don't know anything about because you're harming your body. So how are you going to fight for your kids when you're harming yourself? When
Yeah.
you're harming your body, you're harming God because he gave you that body.
Well, God, the Bible tells you not to include yourself in false worship and magic and sorcery. And well, where do you think pharmacia comes from? Pharmacia is Latin for magic.
Thank you. Hello. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
What they do, anything that you do that is supernatural from wrongs, whatever they do it,
To,
like
to
you're
make
opening the portal. Yeah,
yourself in an altered state.
that's black magic. Anything
Yeah.
you do is witchcraft. Anything you do against God is witchcraft. If you wish somebody death, that's witchcraft. If you do rituals and using animal blood and using this and that and this, that's so dumb. It's so dumb. So dumb because the devil is only your friend for a little bit until he sucks your blood and leaves you to die.
Yep.
That's it. So the devil uses your situation to come closer to you because he needs you. How is he going to suffer alone? He knows God doesn't lie, right? He knows that. So if he knows God doesn't lie, then he knows that God will throw people in hell who go and sin, correct? Because that's the sin. The outcome of sin is hell. Okay, he knows that God is not going to say, "Okay, he's my child. I don't want to put him in hell." No, he knows God. Once his word is said, it's done. It's done. So hell was for them, for the fallen angels and the devil.
Yes.
Then he became angry. Now, when I talk about it on the shows, especially the prayer show, some people get offended. But those people that get offended that don't believe in God, I'm sorry, but God exists. If you guys do black magic with blood and all that, um, then you know God exists because you're praying to Satan.
It says for the wages
I've sinned
is death, and
is
it
death,
doesn't necessarily mean a physical death. It's a spiritual death.
spiritual death. That's the worst death, babe.
For
That's spiritual death is the
for
worst
each
death.
sin,
Yeah,
for each sin you get spiritual death.
exactly. Exactly. So what does the devil say? Demons say to you in your head, put words in your head. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to him. They're crazy. Or they're lying. Satan will take care of you. Satan will be there for you. Satan is not going to let you torment in hell. I've
I
heard
saw
that a
this.
lot. Yeah.
I saw this girl one day. I was
Mhm.
stuck at the gas station, and I see her over in the corner, and she's talking with quite a few people, but there's just her. She's talking to probably sound about three different other people in her head that she was fighting, and my heart just broke, man. She looked beside herself, and I prayed and I said, Yahweh, what do I do? And he told me to go. So I walked over to her and I sat with her, and she said, I'm so tired. I didn't know her story. I probably never will. Probably never see her again. And she says, I'm so tired. I just want peace. So I told her to sit down, and I prayed. I started to pray. And she lay down and she fell asleep. Well, I picked up all her belongings around the corner, folded them all up, and put them right there. She had a blanket on her. She had her stuff, and and that's the last time you know what I mean. And I never saw her again. Those are those moments where my heart breaks for that child. It's somebody's daughter. I don't know her story. I can't help, you know what I mean? I've got my own problems, but my heart pulls to people. And
Yeah.
I try really hard to listen to Joey when he tells me. I ask, man, you know what I mean, to get involved, because I've been through enough. I put myself through enough that,
I know.
I mean, but
We all been through enough, and enough is enough. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So you guys need to be mindful and need to pray up. Get
Pray.
down on your knees. When a husband and wife get down on their knees, they actually, when a man prays with tears and heartfelt pain in his heart, God, believe me, God listens.
Yes.
And it's something about a man that just, when they humble themselves, because God made men to be strong, the providers, the go-getters, the this and that. That's why he got him a woman to be his companion, to be his partner, right? To have that compassion, a little bit of compassion that he might not have, because he's such a man, right? But when
No,
you humble
no,
yourself,
it's not like that. It's like this. He made me a match, a person. This guy is my other half. So like when I'm running the race and I'm in the lead, he's cheering me on and he's ready to tag me
that's
out,
it.
and
But
give me a break, and he'll keep on running. And that's my partner. That's my other half, my better half. We
love
argue who's better, but we know that we're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and we're just one thing at a
I
time.
like
But
your husband so much. I really,
I
really,
love this man.
I know.
Right.
He has such a good, he just has a good soul. He has a good soul. He
Mm-hmm.
does.
Thank you.
And I'll keep you guys in my prayers. I really will.
I better get to though. I gotta get off because I've got to do. I've only got a few hours left. I got court in the morning, so I need to.
All right.
Study hard, and get your rest.
God bless you guys.
Okay,
God
we'll
bless,
talk to you
guys.
guys
Don't
soon.
forget I sent that to you.
Thank you. You too. God bless.
Bye. All right, Darren. That was
I was awake the whole time. Did you see that?
I love that. And you look so young. I love that. You look actually rested.
I'm always rested.
No, Darren, stop. Just stop. You're not always rested.
I got this thing. If I can kick my back forward like this and sit with it and not having it hurt, it works pretty good. So,
Say what? Your back? What?
if I push my back forward in the chair, I can sit here and I don't know, it doesn't seem to constrict or something. Makes it pretty good.
Do you have like a special thing for your back, your lower back?
All right, so yeah, the seating pillow thing, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that actually helps. I have it too. It helps my lower back a lot
Yeah.
when I'm sitting down all day. Well,
Yeah.
I think it was a good
Anyway,
show. But
that was
thank
a
you.
good show.
Yeah, it was. I think a lot of people God bless all of you guys, and
Mhm.
God help us from all this crap.
God help us all.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Miss G, good night.
Good night, everyone.